action on EA Sports. I'm Ed Cohen. Great to be joined by Jay Williams. Should be a terrific game here tonight. From FedEx Forum, just off Beale Street in downtown Memphis. Tonight, it's the Memphis Grizzlies getting set to match up with the New Orleans Pelicans. The Grizzlies secured the opening tip, and we're underway on Beale Street in Memphis. Has a look. Shot won't go. Nice pass to set things up. Ball can't connect from in close.
Woo, I'm telling you right now, he will not get a better look than that right there the rest of the night.
For three, and knocks it down. Jay, for the defender, tough to gamble once the ball's behind the arc.
And in today's game, you have to make shots like that. Nice work draining it from deep.
To Redick. Nothing going here on that drive. Trying to cash in. Gets a look. Can't hit. Sets him up. Oh, not a good pass as the Pelicans come up with it. Yes, and a foul. He'll have a chance at a three-point play.
And I know there's so much excitement about the play, but everybody looks at the player. More people need to pay attention to the guy at the end of the bench, the strength and conditioning coach, because this kid's been putting in the time and effort every day in the weight room.
Jonas Valanciunas trying to cash in on the three-point play. For his career, 78% at the line. Free throws good. Three-point play, and that puts them up 6-0. Lonzo Ball with the rock. To Favors. Probing the defense. Screen coming. To Josh Hart. Down to 5 on the 24. J.J. Redick. Missed his first. That one goes.
I mean, I don't know how much better the defense has to play you on that one. The guy was right in your grill, and you still knocked it down.
Nothing going here on that drive. To Jaren Jackson. Fires the three. It's no good. Shot's not going down. Drive here, but the shot stays out.
And you see so many players quit on a play after they were beat the first time, but not him. He stayed on his hip, he fought back, and he made the player miss the shot. That's great defense.
Ball brings the rock up court. To Favors. Jonas Valanciunas sends it away.
Ed, that's light work for a guy with his ability.
Almost, but no good. To Ball. Fires the three, drains it. Has a chance, knocks it down from mid-range.
When the ball's in his hands, we all knew what was going to happen.
To Favors. Redick. Hart to Redick. Lonzo Ball. His first effort off the mark. Here comes the screen. Short jumper off the mark. Hart to Ball. Rises for the slam.
It's easy to become mesmerized when you watch a player who can create off the dribble. We call that dancing. When you allow a player to dance with that much space, that's Prob City.
Both coaches dipping into their reserves. Changes coming onto the floor. Short jumper stays out.
I love when I see a good contest. You're crowding the player's landing space, which naturally makes him worrisome about turning an ankle on that landing.
Ball to Favors. Leaving no doubt. Slams it down.
We call that get your money and put it in the bank.
It's Grizzlies ball to Jaren Jackson. Grayson Allen. Lonzo Ball sends it away.
Don't stare him down like that afterwards.
Knocks it down. Ball with it up top. They trail by 2. To Favors. Nothing going here on that drive. Count the basket. 2 more points in the paint.
That's it? That's all the celebration I get? I wanted to see a little bit more off that one.
To Jaren Jackson. To Allen. Shot clock. It's coming down to 4. Now down to 3. Has a look. Can't connect. Defense did its job that time.
Let's be realistic. He's probably not going to miss a lot of shots. But the more effort you can give, you want to try to tire him out. Take his legs away. Make him work to catch the ball. That's how you win a defensive battle.
First quarter's complete, and this one's all tied up. $11-all is our score as we get things started here in the second quarter. Pelicans have the basketball. Jonas Valanciunas.
Oh, and he can't keep it in off the block.
Man, that was impressive. A good start to this one. All tied up as we start the second. A drive to the basket, but it somehow stays out.
And the game is so different. In today's NBA, defenders are longer, quicker, and more athletic than we've ever seen before. So offensively, as a shooter, you either have to be able to create more space off the dribble for your shot or have a much faster release. Ideally, you have both in your arsenal.
Brandon Ingram snatching it out of the air.
Just erasing mistakes left and right.
New Orleans will take it up. Now Ingram down low, off the assist.
That's lunch pail business right there. Don't worry about the no call. Keep powering through.
To Valanciunas. Jonas Valanciunas. He's 2 for 2 now.
You feel that? I see the confidence building.
They get it down to Ingram. Off the pro hop. Strong footwork.
Old school equals high percentage.
To Valanciunas. To the rim. Lays it up and in.
He's been doing this for years. The physicality in which he plays. No one wants to see that. You're going to leave the game with black and blue marks all over your body.
Here comes the screen. To the basket goes Jackson, but a shot won't fall.
I got ball.
To Kyle Anderson. And the finish. Slam dunk.
There you go. I like seeing his scoring coming from unlikely sources.
And the slam. Whistle and a timeout for Memphis as they'll talk things over here in the second quarter. Changes coming from both sides right now. To Valanciunas. Derek Favors with the block.
Oh, he blocked that with authority.
Trying to cash in. Shot by Valanciunas off the mark.
That's how you do it. You keep riding him to the basket, and if the refs aren't calling it, keep being physical. Keep knocking him off balance.
J.J. Redick. He is shooting well. He's made 2/3 of his shots.
Some players are just built to absorb the contact. He pretty much dusted that defender off like that was a bug at the park.
To Kyle Anderson. Here comes the screen. Anderson. Grizzlies with 4 to shoot. Knocks it down off the step back.
I 100% guarantee you that was not the play call, but a bucket is a bucket.
Lonzo with it. Looking to make something happen. Short jumper misses. Screen coming. Over to the right side. Off the mark. Not a high percentage shot. Redick with it. He'll run the offense.
Watch out, screen coming. Watch out.
To Ball. Here comes the screen. Ball. Jumper's good.
Well, they have such great flow to their offense this evening. The ball isn't sticking to one player individually. It's moving around the perimeter, and it's zipping. They're playing with a special cohesiveness.
Jonas Valanciunas. He's now 4 for 6.
Valanciunas giving you that size, giving you that length, a guy that can extend the defense. But you kind of forget that he was the 5th pick taken overall in 2011.
New blood coming in for both sides. Ball. Work it down to Favors. Able to convert inside.
And if you don't contest, he's knocking that down with ease.
To Valanciunas. Shot from in close, no good. Redick with it. Under a minute to go before halftime. To Josh Hart. To Ball. 5 to shoot for the Pelicans. Pulls up for 2.
No doubt about where that one was headed.
Nothing going here on that drive. Layup goes down. Well done.
You see, you can't actually get mesmerized by the ball. You actually have to focus on the dribbler's belly button. I know that may sound cheesy, but trust me, he can't go anywhere without his core.
Lets it fly from beyond the arc. Gets it to go. Coach cannot be happy with that closeout.
I know he's a volume shooter. I know defensively at times you have to take your lumps. Might be time to adjust the scouting report, though. Start denying him the ball.
17-footer at the buzzer. That's it for the first half. The Grizzlies out in front.
Thanks, Ed. Let's get right into the action here. The Grizzlies are in a close game thus far. Clearly, the number of three-pointers these guys scored in the first half was incredible. And if they can keep that up, it's going to be tough to keep that team down. Have a look at the leading scorers for the Memphis Grizzlies. The Pelicans aren't down by much after 2 quarters. And that deficit is a negative, of course, but I do see it positive. I really like how they move the ball, keeping each other involved offensively. They've got a nice flow to their game today. Have a look at the leading scorers for the New Orleans Pelicans.
Game track. Blocks.
Let's get to the point. We all know that first half of basketball was all about the block shots. Plays like that are all about timing and effort, as you can see in these highlights. There's some great athleticism being shown off as well.
Player of the half.
Jonas Valanciunas was lighting up the scoreboard in the first half, and I'm not sure the defense will be able to figure out what it'll take to slow him down. He looks like he's in a zone.
Who was cold?
What can you say about a guy like this? Except that he fits the title of this segment. He was definitely cold in that first half. Here we go with the top plays from the first half. Here's our top plays from the first half.
Number 2. Number 1.
The Grizzlies are in a tight battle after 2 quarters. Clearly, the number... Fellas, back to you.
A lot of intrigue to come in this second half. A 1-point game as we resume play here in the third quarter. Lonzo Ball with the rock. Lonzo Ball. Tough shooting. Only 2 for 6 after that make.
His handles are effortless.
To Jaren Jackson. Old school. Backs his man down for the basket.
2 points. Take them any way you can get them.
Ball with the basketball. His guys now trailing by a point. Knocked loose. To Ball. Beyond the arc for 3. That won't go. To Jaren Jackson. Couldn't keep it in. Off Derek Favors. So it's going to stay with Memphis. Dylan Brooks.
Ice, you gotta catch it. Ice.
And he'll go to the foul line.
This drives me nuts when I see fouls like that being called in a close game. Sometimes you just gotta let them play, ref.
And hits the first free throw. Lonzo controls the offense. To Josh Hart. Screen coming. Hart to Ball. To Redick. 4-3. That's good D. Shot no good.
Shooters shoot. Period. I don't want to hear any excuses. That's why you're on the floor. You keep doing what you're doing with that superior confidence.
From long range. Message received. Well defended. Ball into the front court. His guys down 3. Lonzo Ball. Oh, 3 for 8. He's got to do better.
Woo, did you see that? Eyes to the rim, and the rest was all net.
To Jaren Jackson. Dylan Brooks. To Jaren Jackson. Has a chance. Just off the mark.
Let's be realistic. He's probably not going to miss a lot of shots. But the more effort you can give, you want to try to tire him out. Take his legs away. Make him work to catch the ball. That's how you win a defensive battle.
Here comes the screen. Ball, pace, sets it up, and slams it down.
And when you get your prescription, you take your medicine and you call it a day.
Grizzlies own the basketball. To Jaren Jackson. That's rebounded by New Orleans. Hart to Redick. going to launch beyond the arc. He was all over him.
Just because you're an elite shooter doesn't mean you need to shoot the ball every possession. Maybe give a head fake, crack into the defender, get to the free throw line, see the ball go in the hole.
Scores from the post.
Hand down, man down. You got to get up and contest the shot.
Ball with it up top. His guys now down by a point. Here comes the screen. Hart to Ball. Here's a chance from long range, and the Grizzlies have the rebound. Dylan Brooks stuffs it down with authority.
How about right after the dunk, he looks right over towards the bench, gets a call from the coach about what defense they're in, and then gets his team set. Those are people that are able to lead men.
Ball to Redick. J.J. Redick. He's 3 for 7.
Clearly not afraid of the spotlight here because that was not an easy look.
Point basketball game. Both coaches hitting the reset button. Fresh legs coming onto the floor. Has a look. And he hits.
Might have had an extra dribble or two there, but he got the shot he wanted.
New Orleans has it. To Josh Hart. Probing the defense, trying to cash in. Defender was right there. He has to know better. Knocks it down from mid-range. To Josh Hart.
On your lap, here he comes. That's Cutter coming through. Bump, 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 bump.
New Orleans down to 4 in the shot clock. Has a chance. Deep 2 there. Won't go.
I just love where this takes you into the psychological battle as a player offensively. Was that a great contest, or did you just miss the shot? But now you have me thinking about that the entire next possession.
I got him, I got him.
And he's fouled, and he earns a trip to the line.
I'm watching the coach's reaction right now, and I'll tell you, he's not going to be happy about that. The game comes down to the micro details. That wasn't a part of the plan right there.
Sheck Diallo has got 2 shots coming. A career 74% free throw shooter. And he connects on the first free throw. And he makes them both. Deep 3 at the buzzer. That misses with a second. Have the lead. Grizzlies get the first crack at it as we begin the fourth quarter, and they'll be looking to finish strong.
And when you play stingy defense on one end, the other end takes care of itself.
To Allen. Five on the shot clock for Memphis. Add 2 points to the board.
The defender needs to do a better job of forcing a pickup there.
Pelicans basketball. Work it down to Favors. Oh, ferocious slam inside.
Ooh, shows like this separate the good players from the great ones. The good players, they have good first halves, and then they fade to black in the second. The great players, they just sustain that kind of dynamic energy throughout the entire ballgame.
Lets it fly from long range, buries it on the catch and shoot.
And it just seems like the defense has lethargic closeouts. You need to close out with more of a sense of urgency. Run them off the three-point line. Make them take a tough two rather than an easy three.
Now Ingram set it all up.
It's really a dope thing when passing becomes infectious. But don't become overly passive. Still take your shots when they're there.
Finish that. Shot clock winding down. More shot and a putback slam.
This may sound cheesy, but sometimes you just need to sit back, get a tub of popcorn, and just enjoy the show, because that's what you're watching right now.
To Jaren Jackson. Count the basket inside.
There's some players out there that like the freedom of space, and then we have the anomalies. We have the players who feel comfortable being uncomfortable, and almost the physicality of the game centers them and puts them right on balance every time.
Mixing things up. Hockey line substitutions. Both teams making changes. Ball to Redick. For three. Well defended.
Great contest by the D, but I want to see the coaching staff call the same exact play the next possession. Get that offensive player the ball. Let him prove that it wasn't the D. It was more in his own head.
Knocked loose. New Orleans going to take it up. Bad pass taken away by the Grizzlies.
Tonight, it may not cost you, but in a playoff game, it will.
And stuffs it home.
Oh, man, you're not supposed to be able to do that with that size, but in today's game, dexterity and mobility are off the charts for bigs.
To Ball. Here comes the screen. Ball to Redick. Gets it in the left corner. Fires the three. Unbothered. Josh Hart hits the three.
Just because someone is listening to you doesn't mean that they actually hear you. At the end.
Here comes the screen. To Valanciunas. A big finish at the rim.
An easy two. Get back on defense.
It's Pelicans ball. Ball to Redick. Here comes the screen. Jonas Valanciunas. Oh, that's out.
Out of here. It always looks cool, but guess what? You're still on D. You know, sometimes basketball can become a very beautiful thing to watch. During the regular season, things can get difficult. Energy can be low. The passion at times can even be lower because players are tired. They're fatigued. But today, it's all been good. They're putting in an absolute show with killer efficiency and tremendous effort and intensity.
Redick. Shot off the mark. Good defense.
And big-time coaching strategy by the staff right there, utilizing their bench, keeping fresh legs on that shooter consistently throughout the course of the game.
Here comes the screen to Jaren Jackson. Dylan Brooks slams it down.
Oh, man, did you see that swiftness? He dunked that thing like a tennis ball.
It looked like that in his hand. Lonzo Ball brings it up the floor. Oh, good defense by Memphis as they come up with the steal.
I tried to work the clock here, but you have to take care of the ball in this possession.
And strokes it.
When miracles happen, you accept.
To Josh Hart. Oh, he's denied.
Oh, big man doing work right there.
Dylan Brooks. Goes to the left side. To Dylan Brooks. Fine to shoot. Down the lane to lay it in.
It can only be one of two things here. One, the defender ran out of gas. Or two, this dude is just unstoppable.
Some lineup changes now for both clubs.
Number 14, Brandon Ingram. Subbing in for Memphis, number 17, Jonas Valanciunas.
Has a look. Rebound taken by Moore. And he hits. Grizzlies get the victory as they take care of business at home. For Jay Williams and all our crew, I'm Ed Cohen saying so long for now. This has been a presentation of the NBA on EA Sports.
Hey everyone, it's Jalen Rose, and it's time for the EA Sports post-game wrap-up. The Grizzlies came away with the victory in this offense. They committed to the grind and got rewarded as a result. Check out the leading scores for the Memphis Grizzlies. The Pelicans didn't get the victory they wanted here today. And even though some of them smiled and shook hands with the other guys after the game, you could tell by the way they headed to the tunnels how disappointed they were about this loss. Check out the leading scores for the New Orleans Pelicans.
Game stats. Player of the game.
And what we have here are highlights worth 1,000 words. There's no question he stood out amongst the rest in today's matchup.
Who was cold?
What can you say about a guy like this, except that he fits the title of this segment? He was definitely cold in this game. Here are the top 3 plays from the game.
Number 2. Number 1.
See y'all next time. Jalen Rose signing out.